Good afternoon, everyone. I almost said morning. Good afternoon. I have officially got my name changed. I have officially got my last name changed, just left Service Ontario, and that was relatively painless. I will say Service Ontario's up here in Barrie compared to Mississauga, 10 out of 10. Like the one location Scott and I go to, you are in and out. They are efficient, even though they're short-staffed. We've never had any issues, and it's been fantastic. So that was the big thing for me today. Put a little makeup on, because even though they're black and white photos, I was like, I don't look like an egg. Because I think I may have told you guys when Scott and I first moved and had to come in and do our address change, I didn't realize that my health card, I knew my health card was expired. I think I knew, but I'd just kind of forgotten. So I went to get that done, and she's like, oh, you need a new picture. And it was like 2 days or day after moving, we looked like ass. I looked like ass, especially. So I was not happy with that. But she's like, it's okay. If you're getting your name changed, she's like, when you get your marriage certificate, you can come and get new pictures. So I was like, sweet. So last night I was like, okay, we got it in the mail yesterday. I'm like, we are on this. So I've let the majority of people or companies and stuff know that need to know so far. But yeah, it's a little exciting thing because we've been waiting for this marriage certificate for so long. So I don't know what it's like in the States or even in other provinces, but we got married in September, and we were told 6 to 8 weeks before it actually like made its way where it needed to be, and then you could apply for a certificate. So I meant to do it before we moved, but then, you know, we got into whole buying a house and all that other stuff, and I just forgot. And then I think it was the end of February. It was the first week we lived in our house, and the first few days living in our house. And it was like, okay, let's see what happens. And then it was like a week later, I get something in the mail, and I was like, oh, something that you put didn't match. And I was like, but it does. Because anyways, it did something. So filled in the form, mailed it back off, and I was trying to figure out how to check in on it. 'Cause my dad kept bugging me about it, Scott kept bugging me about it. And I was like, I don't know, like there's no email, there's only a phone number, and I hate calling people. I'm sorry, I don't like calling random people. So I found a way of checking the status online, which somehow I'd overlooked, I guess, the first time. But it was literally May or June at that point. And I was getting hella annoyed. And it was just like, oh, we sent you mail on March 3rd. Waiting for your response. And I was like, I sent it back before the 5th. Like there was like quick, like I literally came home, filled it out, mailed it. So I was getting really frustrated, kind of forgot about it. And then just this week, I was like, oh, okay, let me look at this again before I have to like raise hell, because I wanted to ideally have my name legally changed before I went back to work, because I wanted everything to officially be my married name, not my maiden name, because my board email right now is my maiden name, and with like teaching more, I don't want parents or anyone being confused about how the email doesn't match my name. So I just wanted things to go as quick as possible. And I checked, and it was literally August 1st that they finally got their ish together and mailed it out. And so I got it yesterday. So yeah, that was a very long ramble about that. But I'm just doing a couple little errands today. This was the big one. And I'm like, since I'm out and near a couple of malls, I'm like, I'm gonna take a gander. I'm gonna go to Bath&BodyWorks. They've got sales on for their soaps, and I want some new soap. And Scott told me I'm not allowed to buy any candles, even though it's buy one get one, because I have way too many, and I don't burn them nearly as much anymore because I know he doesn't really like smelling them. So it's kind of hard. We're working on it. We're kind of leaning into the diffusers instead, and I feel like there was something else I needed to get, but we'll figure it out. Good morning, everyone. I totally forgot to continue vlogging when I was in the mall. I kind of got lost in my own little world. I got into Bath&BodyWorks and didn't expect that many people around like lunchtime. I got into Bath&BodyWorks, was really keen on trying to find some soaps, and like completely forgot to do any kind of filming, and there was a lot of people around. And despite filming for over a decade, I still get very nervous in public when I'm holding a camera. Even if I do it with my phone, like my phone, I feel a little stealthier and a little more confident. But anyways, I will show you guys the soaps I ended up getting. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed in the Halloween themed scents. I don't know, I think my brain was looking for, you know, autumnal scents and stuff, and I didn't realize that they actually have the notes on the back of the packaging. I don't feel like they did it originally. Like, I don't think any of my candles actually have notes written on them, but they're also very old, so maybe my soaps do and I just never really noticed. But I'm like the one who unscrews it and like sticks my snoot in it. But yeah, they're just very, I guess, sweet, and like Scott said, maybe they're just more like candied type scents. So they're like red berries and that kind of stuff. So I ended up just getting 2 of the Halloween ones. I think there was 3 or 4 themed ones, but I only got 2 of them because as I continued into the store, there was like walls and walls of soap, which I don't think my old location in Square One had that. Or if they did, because it was such a larger location, it didn't have the same compactness, and like, I don't know. I'm yammering. Anyways, so I got 2 of the Halloween themed ones because I have a Halloween themed one from last year, which is a perfect pumpkin, I think it is. I think it's got a cat on it. So that's just been in our ensuite because it's the only soap that's kind of just toss it in there. So anyways, so I've got my 3, I've got a total of 3, and then I got 3 more autumnal ones, which I'm like so excited for. And it's funny because Scott has been like pushing autumn for the last, I would say like 2 weeks. He's like, it's August, it's basically autumn. And I was like, shut your face, like stop. But like after smelling all the candles, I was just like, bring on the fall, bring on sweaters. So yeah, and also just like in general, going to the mall was a trip because I've not been to a mall, like I've not gone shopping in a mall for quite some time. And like I knew the whole like 2000s and stuff was back, all the nostalgia content creators and whatnot, but oh my god, walking through a couple of stores, I was just like, I was having flashbacks. It was interesting, let's put it that way. But I did end up getting a couple things at Aerie. I got a long line sports bra top, which I freaking love. It's so comfy and it comes in more colors, so Scott was like, you should just go get a couple more. So I might get the black. I kind of want the black and white because I got like this green color, which I loved, and they're 40% off. So it's very tempting because I feel like I'd be more comfortable in them working out at home. And then there was a pair of shorts that I tried on that matched the top that I was very tempted to pick up. Then I talked myself out of it, as I do most times, but he was just like, if you're happy in them, get them. But I need to replace my black leggings. I lost my Lululemon black leggings around the time of my wedding. And no one seems to know where they are. And I was like, okay, maybe they got caught up somewhere when we moved. No, never found them. So that's been a bit disappointing because my other black leggings are literally Old Navy athletic leggings from, I kid you not, probably 2008. Yeah, they're old. And now there's a hole in them. And I like to wear them to work with like long shirts. And I can't wear one pair because there's a hole in the butt. And it's like a pinprick, but like if you bend, it's not a prick anymore. So I'm on the hunt for some new black leggings. There's a couple that are on sale. I think they're 30 to 40% off. But I'm trying to obviously not buy things right now, especially in lieu of not technically working. I'm just sitting down because I need a little creative outlet right now. I need to get out of my office because I've been kind of in a bit of a mental funk in terms of like creating. And I am working on the crochet project. I've got the pink yarn cooperating, which is great. 2 down, 6 to go. Started another one last night and botched it about 3/4 of the way through. And because I was just tired and it was late, I just frogged it. I was like, I'll deal with this another time. But I need a little hit of instant satisfaction or instant gratification. So I've decided that I'm going to paint the welcome sign bits, because that will make me feel happy. And then we're having our neighbors over tonight. So our neighbors are awesome, okay? Like at our old house, we had one side that I absolutely wanted to slaughter because I flippin' hated them. And then the other side, we never hung out, but like she was also in education, and so we'd have these little porch chats when we kind of catch each other and we could gab for like an hour. But yeah, that was very nice. So it was really lovely when we moved here because they introduced themselves like literally the day of the move, brought us cookies, because our neighbor's like, yeah, aren't you supposed to bring neighbors cookies? And then like 2 hours later, he comes out with his daughter with a plate of cookies. So we've been meaning to have them over to do some pizzas, because we have a pizza oven, and he was really keen for that. So he was like, do you want the kids? Do you not want the kids? And I was like, I'm fine with them. I think they're grade 4 and 8, and they're gamers. And so we have obviously the Switch and a bunch of consoles and our big projector, so we thought it'd be fun to have them over for that. But yeah, I just thought I would chat. I've been really kind of falling in and out of love with vlogging, and just like wanting to create specific targeted videos, but like I don't really watch those anymore, and I like the vlogs, but I just feel like my life is not exciting, and especially come freaking September, I'm going to work. Like there's nothing exciting about that. So I'm trying to come up with some video ideas that I can film preschool, because Lord knows I will not have the mental capacity come September to do that. But yeah, so what do you still watch on YouTube? I would love to know. I would love to know, because like I used to do makeup tutorials and like funky stuff, and like, hey, I'm no Nikki tutorials by any stretch of the imagination, but like I always enjoyed it. But I feel like because I'm not, you know, someone who spends an obscene amount of time like practicing the art of makeup, I just don't feel, I don't know, I don't want to say qualified, but like, I don't know, I don't feel like anyone wants to watch that anymore, because like I myself don't really watch makeup tutorials. But when they're kind of like put into vlog type content, obviously you're kind of immersed with it, and those are like, you know, your everyday looks and not your over the top art, if you will. And then with fashion, I love to share that kind of stuff, but my other issue is like I don't want to keep buying new clothes. I do. So let me let me first this. I would love to buy an endless number of clothes all the time. I can't afford to buy endless clothes all the time. So I've always had a hard time with that, because like I don't have, you know, the latest and greatest runway pieces or designer pieces, or even like Lulu's not designer, obviously, but I mean like I'm not going out and buying those high ticket items because it doesn't fit my lifestyle, doesn't fit my budget, and why do I feel the need to keep doing that? So I would love to share more content just with the clothes that I have. And obviously I'm still shopping every once in a while, but I don't go nuts. Despite having a giant cart of Old Navy stuff in my cart right now, but I'm not gonna buy it. But it's nice to look at. So anyways, I digress. I'm going to paint my lovely icons now. Probably just do something basic today, and then maybe add some fancy elements to them later when they've dried. Alright, it's been a little bit. I have finished, for now, painting my seasonal icons, whatever you want to call them. I have been meaning to make cookies probably just over a week now. Scott and I were like, okay, we want oatmeal raisin and we want chocolate chip cookies. And I just kept pushing it off because I wasn't in the mood or just didn't feel like it or ran out of time. And I figured for having guests over tonight, even though my neighbor did say that his eldest was probably going to make a dessert, I thought it might just be nice to have some fresh cookies. So of course I asked Scott, if we only have one cookie, which one do you want? And of course he picks the opposite to what I wanted. I was team oatmeal raisin, he was team chocolate chip. So we're gonna make chocolate cookies. And fun fact, I don't think I've ever actually made chocolate chip cookies. I'm not a huge cookie person. I think the only cookie I've really ever made is peanut butter cookies, because my dad loves peanut butter cookies. They were his favorite, or are his favorite. But yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think I have ever actually made chocolate chip cookies. So I just pulled up a recipe online. I didn't realize, I don't know again if this is just her recipe or not, but she actually puts cornstarch in her cookies. Tell me, is that a weird thing to add? Everyone's like, follow her recipe to a T and everything's glorious. So that's what we're gonna do. And I have the Costco size of the Chip-Its. And I actually have a little baggie of them because I made some chocolate chip banana muffins at the cottage a couple weekends ago. So I just siphoned off a bag of them because I had no idea. I don't have a measurement when I add them. I just kind of freehand it and call it a day. So I'm gonna use this baggie up first, and then I don't know if you'll be able to see that giant yellow bag with all chocolate chips. So I feel obliged to bake things with chocolate chips to justify my Costco purchase.